Fathers, how did your child change your life forever? I thought I had everything figured out at 35. Big law firm, corner office, apartment with a view that cost more than most people's yearly salary. I drove a Tesla, wore suits that cost $3,000, and my biggest worry was whether to order sushi or Italian for dinner. Then there was Ava. She came from what I called my mistake phase, a one-night stand that turned into monthly child support checks and awkward pickup schedules. Her mom, Katie, would always say the same thing when I showed up exactly on time with my briefcase. You treat her like a client, not a daughter. She wasn't wrong. I kept my distance, did my legal duty, showed up for the court-mandated visits twice a week, but emotionally, I was checked out. Ava was just this tiny human I was responsible for keeping alive every other weekend. That changed on a Thursday morning at 11:27 a.m. I was in the middle of prepping for a huge case when my phone buzzed. Daycare. I almost sent it to voicemail because I never got calls from them. Mr. Bennett, this is Sunshine Daycare. Ava fell from the monkey bars and broke her arm. We can't reach her mother and you're listed as emergency contact number 2. My stomach dropped. I grabbed my keys and ran out of the office, leaving a room full of lawyers staring at half-finished legal briefs. The ER was chaos. Kids crying, parents panicking, the usual mess. But when I walked into room 7 and saw Ava on that hospital bed, something cracked inside me. She was so small. This tiny 4-year-old with tears streaming down her face, left arm wrapped in gauze, clutching a stuffed elephant someone had given her. When she saw me walk in with my briefcase still in hand, she did something that changed everything. "Daddy, it hurts." She'd never called me Daddy before. It was always Jordan or him when she talked to her mom about me. But there she was, reaching her good arm toward me like I was the only person in the world who could fix this. I dropped everything, literally. Briefcase hit the floor, phone went silent, and I just held her. She buried her face in my expensive suit and cried while I whispered, "It's okay, baby girl," over and over. The nurse came in with discharge papers and a bright yellow cast. Ava looked up at me with these huge brown eyes and asked if I could stay with her that night because her arm felt scary. I called Katie. She was stuck at work and couldn't get there until morning. For the first time in 4 years, I said yes without checking my calendar first. That night, Ava and I sat on her mom's couch eating mac and cheese from a box. She told me about her best friend Emma, how she didn't like green beans, and how she wanted to be a dinosaur doctor when she grew up. I listened to every word like it was the most important conversation of my life. When bedtime came, she asked me to read her 3 books instead of 1. Then she made me check under the bed for monsters twice. As I was tucking her in, she grabbed my hand with her good one. "Will you stay until I fall asleep? My arm still hurts." I sat in that tiny pink chair next to her bed until she was breathing steady. Then I stayed another hour just watching her sleep, realizing I'd never actually done that before. The next morning changed everything. I called my assistant and canceled every meeting for the rest of the week. Took Ava to get her cast decorated with stickers. We went to the zoo, got ice cream for lunch, and she taught me how to color inside the lines. Within a month, I filed to change our custody agreement. Instead of every other weekend, Ava started staying with me half the week. I traded my downtown apartment for a 2-bedroom place with a playground across the street. Sold the Tesla and got a SUV with car seats and cup holders. My partners thought I'd lost my mind. I stopped taking cases that required late nights. Dropped clients who treated people like garbage. Started leaving the office at 5 instead of 9. When Ava started kindergarten, she had to introduce a family member for show and tell. She brought me. Standing in front of 25-year-olds, she said, "This is my daddy Jordan. He used to wear scary suits and talk on his phone all the time, but now he makes pancakes and knows all the words to Frozen."